Have you ever met someone who seems completely calm, like nothing ever hurts them, nothing ever shakes them, and yet, somehow, their silence feels louder than words? That's Kyoung, the woman at the heart of Genie Make-A-Wish, a person who looks perfect on the outside, but is quietly fighting an invisible war inside her mind. The mask of perfection. Kyoung lives a life most would envy. Successful, intelligent, confident. But if you look closer, you'll notice something strange. Her eyes never truly smile. Since childhood, Kyoung has been different. Her mother called her unnatural, not because she was evil, but because she couldn't feel things the way others did. When a child can't express emotion, when they don't cry, don't show fear, parents often panic. Instead of understanding, they reject. That's exactly what happened to Kyoung. Abandoned by the one person who was supposed to love her unconditionally, she learned a painful truth early on. That feelings bring punishment, not safety. Her grandmother took her in, not with affection, but with strict rules. You can live among people, but don't let them see who you are. So Kyoung built walls. She studied emotions like someone studying a foreign language, coldly, analytically. Emotional numbness. The psychology behind it. In psychology, this is known as emotional detachment. It's often seen in people with Antisocial Personality Disorder, ASPD, a pattern of behavior where empathy is blunted or missing altogether. But here's the truth many people forget. No one is born a monster. Emotional detachment is a response, not a choice. It's the brain's way of saying, I've been hurt too many times. Feeling is dangerous. People like Kyoung learn early that emotions make them vulnerable. So they switch them off. They mimic others instead, smiling when expected, apologizing when needed, crying when it feels appropriate. But deep down, it's all mechanical. Her calm demeanor isn't confidence. It's survival. Her silence isn't peace. It's self-protection. The genie, a catalyst for humanity. Then one day, a genie appears. A being who offers her wishes, something she's never believed in, because magic requires hope, and Kyoung has none. The genie becomes her mirror. He challenges her cold logic with warmth, her detachment with curiosity, her control with chaos. At first, Kyoung treats him like an experiment, a puzzle to be solved. But slowly, something begins to crack. For the first time, she's seen, not as a broken machine, but as a human who simply doesn't know how to feel. This is a key point in trauma psychology. Healing begins the moment someone recognizes your pain, not as a flaw, but as a wound. Psychological breakdown. What Kyoung shows us. Let's break down her behavior through a psychological lens. Antisocial traits. Kyoung often manipulates situations to her advantage. She reads people quickly, anticipates their moves, and uses their emotions strategically. This is a hallmark of ASPD. Control is a way to maintain emotional safety. Alexithymia. Kyoung displays signs of alexithymia, a condition where a person cannot identify or describe emotions, their own or others. When she's asked, "How do you feel?" she hesitates, not because she's hiding, but because she genuinely doesn't know. Fear of intimacy. Whenever someone tries to get close, she pushes them away. She believes closeness leads to pain, that love always ends in abandonment. So she stays cold, not because she wants to, but because warmth terrifies her. Control as coping. Her structured routines, her precise decisions, they're not confidence. They're coping mechanisms. A traumatized mind clings to predictability because unpredictability once caused pain. When given the chance to make a wish, Kyoung doesn't ask for wealth, power, or revenge. She asks for something heartbreakingly simple: to feel what others feel. This is the soul of her character. It's not about becoming normal. It's about wanting to understand love, joy, fear, sadness, the very things that make us human. In that single wish, Kei Young reveals what psychology calls emotional awakening, the moment when someone realizes that numbness isn't peace, it's emptiness. Her journey is not from darkness to light, it's from nothingness to feeling. The psychology of redemption. Kai Young's story reminds us that not all healing looks beautiful. For some people, healing feels like chaos, tears they can't explain, anger they've buried for years, loneliness that suddenly feels unbearable. When she begins to feel emotions for the first time, Kei Young doesn't smile. She panics, because emotions are unpredictable. And for someone who's lived by control, feeling is terrifying. Yet that terror is also transformation. In trauma recovery, psychologists often describe this stage as reconnection, where the mind and body start to trust again, to believe that feeling won't destroy them. Kei Young's breakdown isn't failure, it's rebirth. What her story teaches us. Kai Young's journey in Genie, Make-A-Wish teaches us powerful truths. People who seem emotionless are often the most wounded. Their numbness is not cruelty, it's armor. Empathy can awaken emotion. Genuine connection, not judgment, is what brings them back to life. Healing takes time. You can't force someone to feel before they're ready. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is simply stay. Love is not a cure. It's a mirror. The genie doesn't fix Kai Young. He reflects her humanity back to her, showing her what she's been afraid to see. At the end of the story, Kei Young's eyes finally change. They still hold pain. But now, there's something else behind them. Something fragile, alive, and terrifyingly real. Emotion. She doesn't become a different person. She just becomes a feeling one. And maybe, that's enough. Because in a world where people wear masks, the greatest wish of all is to finally take yours off and say, "This is me, flawed, broken, but real." Thank you for listening to Ninooya Education. If you love K-dramas with deep psychological storytelling, don't forget to follow, share, and leave your thoughts below. What would you wish for? If your heart had been numb all your life,